Hi, I'm Casey.
And I'm Gianni.
I never finished reading the Animorphs books as a kid, and I still haven't as an adult.
And I've never read them.
We can't tell you where we live.
But we can tell you that we want to revisit these books as adults and dive into what we would keep or change if we were to put it on TV.
Two friends, 50-something books. Welcome to morphinbuddies.
Sure. I mean, you can cream me anytime. Yeah, I love getting creamed, cream pied, cream... Yeah, they call me Big Cream in these streets. I don't know if you've heard that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of morphinbuddies with me, your host, Casey Cisnowski, and Mr. Gianni DeMaia, recovering from a tirade of sirens.
So many
attacking
sirens. So many sirens. I've said on this podcast before that they're out to get me, and truly today it seems like they are. Yeah, I got over a deadly flu just this past week.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was dying.
Did you die?
I was dying.
Yeah. Dying.
But I am almost totally recovered. So, but if I sound a little weak in the voice, it's because I was dying.
You had a flu.
Mm-hmm.
Aw,
but now I have a Snapple, so life's good.
Yay! We love a Snapple ending. Do you have a Snapple fact, or is it a big one?
It's a big one. So unfortunately, I need someone to put the word out there that the big ones need facts too.
They do.
You know, and I say that for everybody. Because if you're big and tall,
yeah,
chances are you're an idiot too. So they need facts.
Oh my God, that's not true, Gianni. That's not true.
I said what I said. I said.
I have met short, squat people that are also very stupid.
Oh, 100%. But I'm just saying, the blood's not rushing all the way up to your brain if you're a big dumb dummy. You know what I mean?
You're a big dumb dummy head.
Yeah. I don't know what I put the cutoff on height at, but whatever Jacob Elordi is, it's probably that.
Oh yeah, that's. Speaking of, I just saw Frankenstein this weekend.
Yeah, I had seen it a couple weeks ago. What'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it's my favorite Del Toro movie, and I know that's controversial. Pan's Labyrinth is wonderful, but...
That's crazy, because Pan's Labyrinth and Pinocchio exist, and...
Pinocchio was great. Pinocchio was equally great.
You're out of your mind for that.
I liked Frankenstein a lot. I loved the way the colors are used, the cinematography. Jacob Elordi and Oscar Isaac are fantastic. You know, it's just like, I don't know what it was. It just hit all the right little points for me. So
yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
You like your little freaks. I get it.
I do like my little freaks, and
totally
I'm never going to apologize for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Shape of Water also exists as well. But
Shape of Water was fine. I didn't love Shape of Water. I liked it a lot.
You need to go back and watch Shape of Water again.
I probably do.
There's a reason that Shape of Water won Best Picture, and everybody forgets.
That's true. It did win
Everybody
Best
forgets.
Picture.
That movie is amazing.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, no, Del Toro's never made a bad movie. But yeah, I would say I liked Frankenstein a lot. I think that there's some. I would say the third act is kind of a miss for me.
A little,
for reasons that I can't quite. The best way I could say it without spoiling anything is just that I think he wraps up far too many character themes way too quick a succession, and I think
can see that.
Defeats the pacing. But all in all, I think it's a beautiful movie. Very, very good.
I think it's
would recommend.
Visually and story-wise, stunning. Just gorgeous, amazing. Yeah. I loved it. Just the shot where he's standing in the Arctic, and it's just him in a sea of snow. It's just the monster, and I was just like, holy shit, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's so good. Just so striking. So pay attention.
Really stunning movie.
The way he uses colors in that movie, I was just like, he's telling more of the story. He's telling you what the characters are through the colors. And I was talking to my ex about it while we were watching it together, and I was like, we kept having to pause it. I'm like, see, because she's wearing red and everything else is black and white, and she's the emotional heart of the story. And like, I went real deep into it, and he was like, oh, and then we were both noticing colors associated with characters, and so that was really fun.
Yeah, he keeps lying to people and saying that he only allowed two characters to wear red in the film, and that is not true if you watch the film.
No.
There are 3. So just, I don't know why Del Toro's lying.
Wow.
But there are 3 characters who wear red in the film, and it is all important.
Well,
for the record,
Del Toro, consider your wig snatched.
Yeah, I'll and if I were to interview the man, then I would say that to him. His face, his adorable little face.
He is adorable. There is something very sweet about him that I really like.
He's the best. Yeah, he's changed my life in many ways that he does not know, and he's a wonderful, wonderful man. A great creator.
Yeah.
An amazing auteur. And he will always be Fishko Blub Man to me.
Fishko Blub Man.
Yeah, something a friend of mine used to say to me all the time.
Oh, yeah?
Anytime I would talk about Del Toro, and she would always be like, "Who, Fishko Blub guy?" And I was like, "Yes, Fishko Blub
What
guy."
does that mean?
Because we had seen Shape of Water together.
Oh, okay.
And I guess she just thought like
Fishko Blub.
She was just like, "Oh yeah, Fishko Blub, right? Yeah, that guy." Like, yeah. So
that should have been the title of the movie. Fishko Blub Man.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What a great start to this episode. So, we read book 36, The Mutation, where Jake is turning into a little killer whale on the front. Before we jump into it, I got an email today from our good science consultant, Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Oh.
What's up, Fran?
What's up, bud?
So he said for book 35, which that was, the one before Visser. Oh no! Oh no! Which one? That was the Marco one where it was like the reaction but watered down.
The Illusion, right? Is that what it's called?
Maybe is Marco on the front of that one? I don't remember. The books are starting to melt together in my brain a little bit.
Animorphs book
35.
35. We'll edit all this out. Oh, it's The Proposal. It's the one where
that was the one.
Yeah, his dad apparently proposes off screen at the very end.
Yeah, and gets married in 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, Ryan says book 35. And he said, "Hey, first off, I want to say, Casey, sorry to hear about the loss of your cat. I know some people feel the loss of a pet isn't as impactful as the loss of a human loved one, but I believe history will reveal those people to be heartless jerks. Anyway, hope you're doing okay." Thank you, Ryan. That is very sweet. Things are getting a little easier to carry. The weight is easier to carry. And then he says, for book 35, I just wanted to say, maybe in my first email to you, I said I could neither confirm nor deny that at some point there might be mixes of species when morphing. This book was what I was referring to. As I've mentioned before, I have this whole theory of how morphing works and why there's a 2-hour limit and everything. And Marco morphing 2 species at once really strains my model. I suppose here, maybe it's just some of your cells doing one morph and some of them doing another, which is maybe really hard to do on purpose, but easier to do on accident due to stress. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. But you mentioned a comparison to Rachel's morph allergy in book 12, and it made me think, I'm pretty sure you can get hives from stress, and you can definitely get them from allergies. So maybe with Rachel, it was an allergy thing, and with Marco, it was a stress thing. And the reason it doesn't happen all the time, despite the stress they all face, is the same reason why stress doesn't always cause hives. In this case, Marco had the perfect storm of stress with his morphing, but in other cases, the stress just doesn't have the same effect. There you go, my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that makes
perfect sense.
I think that makes good sense.
But again, just like we said when we were reviewing The Proposal, and I'll say it again, is that it's something, it's unfortunate, but, fiction does need to make a little bit more sense than fact sometimes.
A little bit, but yeah. I think that's a good reach, Ryan, and I hope your arms...
Oh, yeah, totally.
I hope your arms don't hurt too much from reaching far with your science brain.
We've reached far further, I believe.
We've reached far further. So if we're going to dive into book 36, The Mutation... right when I started reading this book, I looked up for the PDF online to read, and one of the first things that came up that I had to send to Gianni was a very short Reddit post that was something like, "What is the most cursed Animorphs book, and why is it number 36, The Mutation?" And I was like, "What is this?" And so I clicked on it. The only description in it, I don't have it in front of me word for word, but essentially it says...
I can have it in front of me.
Yeah, go ahead, Gianni. You read it.
2 seconds. Because you had sent it to me. It said... It said, "For real, who decided Atlantis, the Lost Empire, and House of Wax was a good idea for this series?"
And I was like, what? What do you mean?
So that was posted by a user, Kawaii Sentai Yokager. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong.
Hey, cool. Thanks,
that was
Kawaii.
the user. And so, yeah, so you had just screenshotted just that post, and then you said you didn't read any
I didn't
of the
read the comments, no, because I didn't want it to be spoiled for me. But yeah, I sent...
And I was like, House of Wax? What? Now I'm excited.
What does that mean? And it kind of was... I actually, surprisingly enough, I enjoyed this book. I like how dark it got right in the middle, and I think Jake is actually a good leader in this book.
Well, let's not go that
far. Better than he has been in previous books. He's not just...
He almost gets them killed.
Yeah, but that's
right
not,
at the outset.
He's a child trying to make the best decision for the group. He's not just sitting there saying, a plan, please, which he has done in the past.
Yeah.
But...
Some things, though,
No,
some things maybe are best left alone.
Yeah, but you know us white people, we just go towards danger. Haunted house? Yeah, let's stay in a haunted house. We got nothing better to do. Let's not run. The walls are bleeding. Leaky pipes. You know?
Yeah. I guess.
I am making excuses for it. A little bit.
Because Jake sucks. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
He does suck a little bit. But otherwise, I kind of had fun with this book. It doesn't have problems. It has plenty of problems. But I felt like it finally had some kind of like real gravitas of like, oh my god, this is probably like the most fucked up thing we've read in the books thus far, I think, as terms of like viscerally violent. I didn't love the quote unquote Atlantis people because I didn't think they were great, and I have no reason to believe they're ever going to come back.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest fault of this entry is...
And they don't even specifically say it's Atlantis. Because it's not.
No.
It's not.
No, they don't. Yeah, I don't know why my expectation was that Atlantis would be outright said, but yeah, no, it never explicitly says. I didn't hate this book, but I think its most obvious glaring flaw is just that it, even as you're reading it, it feels like another one of those entries that's just not going to come back in any sort of significant way.
Yeah.
I think introducing another alien species, obviously I already roll my eyes. We're book 36 now.
Yeah.
I think we should know who's on the chessboard by now.
Yeah.
And it's sort of infuriating that they still insist on saying, oh, and then this guy, oh, and then this guy.
Technically, these are not aliens. They were humans at one point.
Right.
Who evolved so quickly by sheer will, which...
Yeah, some sort of Resident Evil 7 biohazard situation.
I read that and I just burst out laughing. I was like, bro, you can't evolve out of sheer will. Get out. Leave.
Yeah, but go nuts. Yeah, I mean, I guess. It's definitely the most violent entry in the series, at least to me. I think the House of Wax comparison that Reddit poster had was pretty apt. I didn't have a bad time with it, but there's virtually no character work. So if you enjoy any of like the interpersonal conflicts and any of the Animorphs or anything like that, that stuff's all missing here. Instead, it's just replaced with this. It's like a violent action scene, and then a walk through a house of horrors, and then another violent action scene, and I think a pretty lackluster at best resolution.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't say it's a bad entry in the series. It's
interesting.
it's certainly different. I think I like introducing a horror element to the Animorphs. But yeah, the most frustrating thing is just that it feels very inconsequential, because you kind of just come away with the understanding that, the protagonists don't seem to care what's going to happen to these people, so why should I?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's just kind of it's a skippable entry, but I think it's fun if you like a little bit of a fucked up twist on your usual Power Rangers escapades. So it was. I think the most disappointing thing about it is that I was expecting an awful book, and it's certainly not bad by any stretch of the
we've had
imagination.
worse books.
Just has nothing to say. Oh,
we easily had worse books. And I also did a tiny bit of research. No spoilers. Nothing got spoiled for me. But I have seen it's kind of a general agreement, and folks, tell us if I'm wrong or not. It seems to be a general agreement that books 36 through 39 are a fever dream. The fans consider
a fever dream.
The fans consider 36 through 39 a fever dream. So
in the sense that just they don't matter.
They don't matter. They're like the
series?
weirdest ones out of the series. It's like the ghostwriters weren't familiar with like the canon of the characters, so they weren't.
Okay.
The character interactions weren't as like on top of each other as they usually are.
Interesting.
And I've also heard that book 41 is also a fever dream. That one I do remember.
They skipped it just for 40?
Yeah, 40 is fine. 36 to 39, and then 41, Fever Dream. Which,
oh my gosh,
I'm kind of excited to get into this new era of Fever Dream for Animorphs and see how weird are we going to get.
If we're going to get interesting ideas, then sure. I mean, I guess I'm down for it. I mean, obviously the preference is that you get something on the caliber of, the David trilogy or Visser or The Reaction, but I know that we can't get that all the time, and that's okay. I think if they all land here, then I think that there's far worse things they could be doing. So I mean, this was interesting. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see how the episode goes, but I remember finishing it and being like, I feel like we're going to have a really short plot description for this, because there's just not a whole lot that happens.
Not a ton, really. It's pretty short. I think this is again, I don't want to bring it back to Walk Hard, a Dewey Cox story, but because we've talked about it before on this podcast, probably more recently.
Right.
But the part in the movie where he goes to India and to meet the Beatles in India, and then he starts experimenting with like really weird
There's
music.
no limit to what you can
imagine. I'm Paul McCartney of the Beatles.
I wrote a song about an octopus.
I love that movie. So this is like the section where Dewey Cox goes to India, starts experimenting with his music, and it's just like a bunch of stuff thrown at the wall. It's a little interesting, and then you're like, well, that period's over. Cool. It was interesting. I don't know if I learned anything, but it wasn't dull. I think that's where the series is at right now. I think this is the start of that.
That's fine. I think if we're just gonna, as long as we're still trying to play music, I'm okay with it.
Yes. As long, take me into weird, interesting places. As long as it's not boring and like aggressively stupid and illogical, I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't smash the piano, and I'm fine.
Exactly. Don't you can do other things with it. Just don't smash it. Thanks. All right. Well, let's dive into it. Let's see what the mutation is about.
Sure.
I mean, is there really a mutation? I mean, I guess the people are mutated.
I guess the new species of human is mutated in some way.
You know what would have been cool? If at some point the amphibious creatures would have like if they were talking to the gang and they suddenly were like, we've become the mutated. And then it's just like, oh, he said it. He said the thing. He said the title of the book. They're the mutated.
Right, yeah. That would have been great, Case.
That would have been great.
You should write these
Very
stories.
Theatrical.
Anyway, so Jake gets a phone call from Cassie.
No, other way.
To start us off.
Isn't it the other way? Oh, no.
No, she calls him.
No, you're right.
You're right. He rushes to the barn. So Jake gets a phone call from Cassie. A coded cryptic message because of course
3
they
a.m.
still somehow,
also.
They think that their phones are being tapped still. I don't know why they still keep thinking
because because they're calling on landlines. They're afraid they're going to wake up their family members and somebody might be listening in on the receiver at 3:00 in the morning.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so they think that Thom is...
that Thom could have picked up the
sense.
phone because it's ringing late at night.
Got it. Yeah, okay. So anybody else getting phone calls, though, I don't know why the fuck they're worried about it. Anyway, so Jake goes, he knows he has to meet at Cassie's barn. When he gets there, there's Jarahami, the Hork-Bajir, is there with Toby, the smart Hork-Bajir, and another Hork-Bajir... who we don't get to meet for very long because they're horribly deformed. They have gills growing out of them. It's described as different webbed or amphibious parts placed on them. They describe it as grafting in some sort of crude way.
Yeah. His name's Han.
It's like some horrible FromSoft creature of nightmares.
Yes.
And this poor thing can't breathe and slowly and agonizingly dies.
Yeah, and Cassie's freaking out about it. She's upset.
Yeah. Cassie's like, how could this happen? They kind of very loosely explain that the Visser 3 has been very upset that he couldn't get to the Pemalite ship, which... If you
that didn't fucking matter at all in this book.
Many books ago,
that didn't matter.
I think it was
whatsoever.
the Drode that impeded the progress.
I think so.
Of
I
whatever.
could be wrong because that did get invaded by the Hork-Bajir, and that's why the Drode showed up.
Remember.
I don't remember either. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'd have to go back through my notes from that particular episode, but I vaguely recalled that he was thwarted in some regard the last time we went to a deep sea ocean dive when we were giant squids. But regardless, they Visser 3 had been trying to mutate Sortin Hork-Bajir so that he could get to the Pemalite ship. It was unsuccessful. They ended up creating an actual ship instead that they're calling the Seablade, which can go underwater as well as above water. It can go to like new ocean depths, and they're all excited about it. So then Visser 3 killed all of the grafted Hork-Bajir. One of them escaped. That's this Hork-Bajir, but this Hork-Bajir, of course, now also tragically dead. So they decide to go on a mission of revenge, but also to thwart the Visser's plans and just defeat this Seablade thing. So they do a stakeout. I don't know if I missed it or if maybe I'm just stupid, but I don't know how the fuck they knew where to stake out, but they stake out somewhere.
Here's the part from making this decision to doing the stakeout happened so quickly because Cassie also said, "Oh, we need new deep sea morphs that we can't use squids." And it's like, why can't we use squids? There was no real reason for that.
Yeah.
So they decide, because the Gardens just got a new orca whale exhibit, and I was like, uh-oh. No. And the orca they got, I thought this was funny. The orca's name is Swoosh because the project is being funded by Nike. So boo in the chat for Nike.
Yeah.
But they go and acquire him like literally in 3 seconds, and then 2 sentences later they're staking out the spot, and it's like, wait. Hang on.
Yeah, they glossed right over that.
Yeah,
they were like,
very quick.
I guess it was super easy to just pop on into the aquarium and get the giant killer whale.
Yeah, incredibly intelligent,
sure.
One of the smartest animals on the planet, and that should not be for show. Okay.
I mean, if David did it, then I guess anybody can. But
you know what? That's true. Good point.
But so yeah, they get this this killer whale, and then they're doing a stakeout somewhere in Forks, Washington. And as they're watching, if I recall, it's Jake and Marco that are on their tag team unit, and then of course they say that they're going to swap out every however many hours so that no one gets overmorphed and whatever and blah 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 whatever.
Yes.
So they're watching. They see a cloaked ship come out of some parking lot somewhere. Another fucking hologram. Also worth mentioning, but Marco is like lamenting about the fact that the Chi are going to be him at school while they're doing this stakeout, and he's upset because he wants an A in math class.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, they're going to give me a B.
Exactly what I usually get. And it's like,
or like
okay,
a C or something.
Like, why do you care, number one? But number two, if, of course, they have to mention that the fucking Chi exists because they just live to annoy me. But so then they follow the ship. The ship goes into the water. So the Jake has Marco go and get the rest of the Animorphs. He goes down, turns into killer whales, tracking the ship. The thing's just kind of sitting there. He's like, what the fuck? Why isn't it moving? And then the rest of the Animorphs come, and they're like, what's up? And then there's a bunch of other killer whales, and then all of a sudden, they start blasting. As one killer whale gets killed, he thinks it's one of the Animorphs.
He gets cut in half.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Crazy.
And then Jake starts getting shot, and he's getting pieced up, and all the missing
almost dying.
parts
he's
of
like
him.
passing
and
out.
Oh, he's just swimming through this viscera. He then morphs just in time, gets brought up to the surface, then morphs back into a killer whale again.
Goes
back down. They all start hitting the ship. They're ramming it from all sides. They're beating the shit out of it. They're getting shot. Then it's just chaos. It's just everybody's just getting blown to pieces and then morphing and then remorphing and then it's anarchy.
It is
out
chaos.
there.
Yeah, anarchy, chaos, violence. And they're all like, all right, we need to back off because we're not going to win this. And so they go up to surface to demorph and then remorph. And Rachel saves Jake. He almost died again, I guess. And they go...
she has him like a demorph and then suck on her little blowhole so he can get air.
I forgot about that.
That's really how she survives. And then...
Come on, suck on my blowhole.
suck this little...
Breathe the air.
Yes,
air.
yes.
Also,
suck it,
she would be blowing out carbon dioxide, wouldn't she? Because whales have lungs.
I don't fucking know, dude.
So if he breathes in carbon dioxide, is he going to die quicker?
Yeah, fish is a fish.
It's not a fish. It's a mammal.
That's a fish.
It's a mammal! Anyway.
It's definitely a fish. So yeah, she brings it up, and then he's like, I'm good. And then they go back down. They're like, we got to make sure that this thing was destroyed.
Yeah.
They go back. And as they're watching, they see these weird things that kind of look like humans, but kind of not. And they're like, what the fuck is going on with this guy?
And they're pulling the Seablade into a cave.
Yeah, they like hook it up to a bunch of like things, and then they suck it on into a cave. And they're like, what the fuck was that? That was weird.
And then the gang like fat shames the ship, and they're like, it looks way too big to get into that cave.
Yeah, what did they lube it up with butter? That's crazy.
Wow.
But so then they decide they got to follow it. For some reason, they can't go in their killer whale morphs because I don't know, killer whales.
I think
don't
they're
go
too
into
big
waves
as killer whales
in the caves. I guess
they fat shame themselves.
So they fetch him themselves. Okay, so then they turn into hammerhead sharks.
Yes.
Which they had from eons ago.
Yeah.
They go through and they discover not actually named, but Atlantis, essentially. It's basically a graveyard of all sorts of different technologies and ships and planes and things that might have crashed into the oceans from all of time.
Yeah, like World War II, like Japanese planes, submarines, tanks. Pretty much
and not just native to this ocean either, which is also an important aspect of it. They're like finding things that should only be in the Pacific, and they're like, this is very weird.
Yeah. So
et cetera, et cetera.
They found a bunch of different things, and they also find what looks like humans propped up in these ships, but then they kind of poke the humans and they're like, oh, they're dead and they're stuffed. Cool.
Yeah, there's like some sort of like stitching from what looks to be like seaweed or rubbery of some sort, and they're like, that's gross.
Yeah, running all the way up from the top of their head down to the butt crack, all the way down their back.
Yeah.
So they've been stuffed and sewn up, and so Jake's like, I know, let's morph owls so we can see in the dark better, because it's very dark down here. And they're like...
Yeah, and I completely missed this point, but I guess all of a sudden there was like some sort of atmosphere or enclosure from the water, because
I missed that too.
All of a sudden they were birds, and I was like, oh, I guess I should have realized.
It's like turning the canoe upside down.
I guess I missed something. Yeah, I guess I missed something somewhere.
Yeah, there's an air
somewhere
pocket
in the
somehow.
It's no longer water, so just
exactly.
bear in mind for the rest of this.
So there's the air supposedly that they can breathe. Okay, and it's surrounded. They're surrounded by glowing rocks. So there's like rocks as like a very tall ceiling and walls surrounding the giant area, and they're like, huh, cool, all right. And then they see a big city made entirely out of sunken ships, and there are blue people with gills, and they're like, oh, is Eiffel 65 here? It's a 90s joke, Gianni.
That's a good one, man. Yeah,
that is a good one.
You should be a writer, dude.
I just came up with that. Thank you very much. I will take that to the bank. Oh, God, I want to die. Anyway, so then they find the seaplane. Someone end my suffering.
You know what? That reminds me that there is a line. I can't even remember when it comes, but there's a line at some point that Jake says where he's like, sometimes I hate my life. And I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Most relatable shit you've ever said.
Hell yeah. So then they, as they're flying around, they see the Seablade and the blue people with the gills, and they see the Hork-Bajir being led out of the Seablade and tied up and like led over to a different area. And Jake says...
They notably do not see Visser 3. That's important.
Yes, they do not see Visser 3 coming out of the ship. And they're like, he must be morphed something small on the ship so they can't see him. So he's probably still in there somewhere. So then Jake, they all like hide behind some rocks or something. And Jake tells them all to demorph. And they're like, what do we do? Do we attack? And Jake's like, no. We don't want to rock the boat quite yet. Like, let's just see what's going on here.
He describes them as potential innocents. You know, it was like they could be just innocent people. You know,
exactly.
So,
who knows?
But yeah, so they're taken captive. Now
they get
demorphed. So all demorphed, including Tobias, who's a bird. So Tobias gets brought to a different place. We're not.
No. Tobias, because Tobias is a bird, he doesn't get caught in the net with everybody else. So he's out free. Right. So. Everybody else is captured except for Tobias, and Tobias is just left flying around on his own doing who knows what.
Right. So then they're brought before a throne where a woman named Queen Soka sits, and she is the leader of the Nartek. They're called. These amphibious people, for lack of a better term. And she... basically says, like, yeah, you guys are invited. You can go through our whole place, check it out. We can give you a tour. She's like, don't leave, though.
Can't leave yet.
By the way, you're not allowed to leave.
Let's give you a tour. You want a tour? I'll give you a tour.
Yeah, so then she slowly starts to, unveil her pretty nefarious plans, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is mostly that, her people exist to collect information and resources from the Upworlders.
Yeah.
And when she's gotten all the information she needs, she stuffs them.
Yeah.
And uses them as a museum of sorts.
Yep. And then she's gonna, once they learn enough information, who knows when that would be, she's gonna lead an attack on the surface dwellers and take over the entire Earth, which, ma'am, I don't think you know quite what you're talking about.
Right.
And then Jake's like, I have a couple of questions. She's like, you can ask a couple questions. He's like, why are you guys here? What's up with that? And she's like, well, we started on an island above the sea, but then our island kept sinking, so we kept building these giant walls out of rocks, and we just kept building up and up and up until we built a ceiling over ourselves, and we were fully underwater by that point. So by sheer force of will, we have adapted to have these gills and webbed hands and feet. And Axe privately says to Jake, he's like, actually, I don't think that's true. It's probably the radiation from these glowing rocks that made them evolve to more amphibious.
Which also now all of our Animorphs are exposed to, but we don't talk about that.
They're not living under there they're not licking the rocks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's how radiation poisoning works, is that you could be around high levels of radiation that could mutate an entire species, but you can be totally fine. Totally. That's
it's a, limit of exposure. You know how it is.
But they've as you said, mutated so that they could survive underwater. Yes. She is intending to use this new sea blade as a means to get her people to the surface so that they can then take over the world.
And then Axe and Jake talk privately to each other, and Jake's like, Axe, I think they might have nukes. They might have nuclear weapons down here, which is bad.
Right. Which I guess is maybe possible, but
Could be,
also
but
no, it isn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But also I don't think so. But cool. I mean, yeah, true, sure.
But then
they might have nukes, I guess.
Axe also says, hey, you know what? The Nartek say they're all super powerful and they're ready to attack. And Axe is like, I don't think that's true because one, there has to be a ton of inbreeding for this race to survive. So they're all inbred to hell. And secondly, they're probably on the brink of extinction because you can only inbreed so much to the point of no return.
Yeah, so the implication here for our delightful young adult audience who reads these books is, of course, that we are going to breed with these children.
Yes.
To create our master radiation species that will now take over the Earth.
Yes.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yes.
Why is that in this?
I know, I agree. It's gross. Ew.
That's fucking strange.
I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. No, thank you.
I was saying to Casey before we started recording, but I've been using these synopses from the Library Ladies.
Yes.
So if you go to thelibraryladies.com, they have beautiful synopses of all of the Animorphs books thus far. And so I've been using them as reference points rather than taking my own notes sometimes. And they at the end they usually have like a little blurb that just talks about their general thoughts about the book and whatnot. And they had this banger of a line where they said, quote, I think if we're that far down the nonsense path, we can maybe leave out the speculation about the rape of young kids in this go-around.
Yeah, I think they have a point.
Which is apt. Yeah, that's a
good point.
I think, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely hits home. But yeah, check out the Library Ladies. They definitely deserve some clicks.
Yeah.
I think they're really wonderful. They do a really, really thorough job, and it's not just synopses. They also keep track of they have a counter for how many times the Animorphs win versus how many times the Yeerks win. They have a lot of fun stuff on all of those, so definitely check them out. But anyway, back to the plot.
Really quickly, before we get back to the plot, because that actually reminded me of something. I remember we plugged Ryan's podcast recently, and he actually changed the name to avoid copyright issues.
Oh, yes.
Our science buddy Ryan, he settled on his podcast title, The Magic of Calvin and Hobbes. So that's his podcast. Go support him. It comes out November 18th.
Calvin
I think.
and
Let me
Hobbes.
double check the 18th.
Yeah,
yes.
Ryan and Indy. You can find it on podcast services. They have a little trailer.
Oh, hell yes. Great.
So yeah, I'm writing my 5-star review right now.
Yes.
I'll say,
hey buddy.
Hey buddy. And then the review will be Morphin Buddies think this podcast will be the greatest podcast in all of podcasts.
That sounds pretty good.
5 stars.
You should be a writer.
I am submitted, so that'll be your first review. Yeah, Great. The Magic of Calvin and Hobbes. It is on there.
Now,
there you go.
Ryan, quick question. Does your podcast talk about the rape of innocent children to further a species?
It could. If Calvin and Hobbes does it, then why not?
I think we should make sure.
Don't let us guest on the show. If we guest on Calvin and Hobbes, that'll be the first thing we're bringing up. So why doesn't Calvin and Hobbes
have
consider
a rape of innocent children? Why not? Thoughts?
Just a polite and easy, rape of innocent children as a treat.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
now they've theorized, they're going extinct or whatever. Yeah. So they kind of know what's going to happen. They continue on this tour.
Yeah.
Because Jake tells everybody, let's play along until we can see an opening here. We also have to figure out where Tobias is, and we got to figure out where Visser 3 is, because he probably escaped. They can hear the Hork-Bajir getting tortured and presumably going to be stuffed themselves, but they don't know where Visser 3 is, and that's also a priority. So they are going through the motions, pretending to be interested in all these different museum pieces and stuff that they have, and one of the Nartek people eventually leads them to I guess some sort of medic room
he's
or
getting,
their version of
they're getting closer to a hospital, and he's like, would you like a tour of the hospital? We're very proud of it. And Jake's like, yeah, I think technically we're being followed by more guards, quietly followed, so I don't really feel safe for all of us to go into the hospital. And the guy's like, but we're really proud of it. And Jake's like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. Everybody attack! And so they start, they go to attack the guards behind them, but then Jake realizes they were crossing over a river, and a bunch of Narcan jump out of the river and just mob them. Which I loved this part of the book where Jake was just like, oh yeah, I had eyes on the guards and I knew we could take them, but then the others popped out of the river. He's like, I forgot, they're amphibious. They could have been, they were in the water sneaking up on us.
Yeah, of course he forgot, because he's fucking dumb. And
no,
so then he gets
you wouldn't have thought of it.
Too.
You wouldn't have thought of it.
So then he gets I guess the equivalent of some sort of ketamine injection, because then he starts just being whoa. He can't really make any words anymore, and he's just kind of vibing out.
Yeah, they're all strapped to operating tables and waking up, and the
But who comes to their rescue, of course? It's Tobias! And he comes in, he kicks the shit out of a bunch of them, and then everybody morphs into their battle morphs, and apparently they're not sedated anymore. That was
I was like, wow, that's a jump.
I guess
that's a jump.
I guess they're fine.
I guess the anesthesia is only 30 seconds, and that's
sure.
it. But
they only use it just for little doses,
little bits. But
little tiny.
So
bits.
Tobias morphed one of the Nartek. He took the DNA from one of them, and then he morphed and snuck in and got the rest of the gang out. And so they decide, hey, we're gonna go find the Sea Blade, and so they start blasting, and they get out, and they go and they find the ship, and they're like, all right, let's get on the ship real quick and get out of here, because this is the only way we can get out of here. Right. And so they go in, they find the mummified Hork-Bajir bodies, and they're like, no.
That's terrible.
And then Axe says there's a security code that I have to break telekinetically in order to run the ship. The problem is there's a bunch of Nartek outside that are crowding the ship, and they're starting to blast at the ship. And Axe is like, it's a really complex code, it's taking me a long time. And Jake's like, just keep working on it. Everybody else battle morphs, let's go. Then they start fighting. They're all getting torn and shredded to pieces. They all are near death. And then who pops in? Gianni, who pops in?
It's Visser 3, and
what
he comes
the heck?
in this crazy fucking morph, and Axe is like, that's gotta be Visser 3. They're like, how do you know? He's like, that's blurb from planet Zerblurb.
Yeah.
It's gotta be a morph. And it's like on fire, and it comes and it starts just beating the shit out of all these different Nartek, and then Visser 3 starts telepathically communicating to them, saying that they can't escape unless he gives them the code that'll allow them to fly the ship. So they're going to have to work together to all get out of here.
And Jake is just like, how can we trust you? And I'm like, Jake, shut up. Like, you need to help each other.
Like, what are you saying?
This was dumb. This part was dumb. I was like, no, you need to work together.
Jake's like, play along. I bet we could get one over on him, which somehow works because Visser 3 is stupid, as previously discussed. But so then he, like, gives them the controls. Axe starts piloting it. Rachel takes on the weapons. Axe is telepathically communicating with Rachel on how to use the weapons on the ship.
So she can pretend to be an android.
Blasting their way out.
Yeah.
Then Jake tells Marco to basically, like, cut the hull off. There's, like, a part of the ship that's, like, already fractured, and he's like, if you cut this part, then all the water will flood in. And so then they put Visser 3 in the back there of the ship. They cut it. It starts flooding with water. Yeah. You know, this fire morph that he has can't stand up to it, and Jake's like, yeah, that morph seems pretty cool. How does it handle water?
Yeah.
Which like, okay, stupid, guess what? I can morph into something else. Like, I don't know why this is like a big catch-all, but for whatever reason, totally works. He gets, I don't know, blasted away by all of the water or something.
Yeah, they let all the water rush in, and Visser 3 gets like scooped up in the water or something. I don't know, water science.
And then the worst resolution of all time.
Oh my god, I hated this. I did hate this.
I mean, okay, like whether or not you believed that underwater society had nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
Let's say that you genuinely thought that was a possibility, though. We're just gonna leave them there?
Yeah.
Like, that was the whole plan. The plan is literally like, well, I don't really like those Nartek people. And I think even Cassie is like, we should probably get rid of them, right? And then they're like, no, we'll handle it later. What do you mean? That's how the book ends.
Yeah, and then they're like, let's all go home.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
The end.
Like, what do you
That's
mean?
the whole book. Literally, that was like the shortest detailed synopsis that we've ever done for any of these books.
Stupidest plan of all time.
It was really dumb.
Leaving them alone. I first of all, I don't know what the hell happened to Visser 3, but like, also you have Rachel on weapons. Like, if you blew him out into the water, like, okay, let's wait till he comes out of that cavern and shoot the fucking shit out of him. Like, why are we leaving him too? This is just nonsense here. We let so many things go unchecked. And unfortunately, I think that these guys will never come back again. So I will never feel like resolved on the Atlantean macabre army that's being built underwater.
The inbred macabre army.
Just the hills have eyes underwater is now just running amok. And we're just gonna be like, well, we'll tackle that another day. What do you mean? Yeah. That's crazy.
No, you don't get that.
Lunacy.
Yeah, no, it was I when I was reading it, and I was like, we're getting close to the end here. How do they get out of this? And they're just like, oh, we made it to the surface. All right, everybody, let's go home. And I'm like,
well, they'll stay down there, I'm sure. What do you mean?
I mean, I get it that, like, okay, they set up that these creatures are going extinct and they are at the last end of like their civilization or whatever, but at the same point, like, no, you can't just leave it there and just walk away.
If anything, isn't that going to make them more desperate to just come to the surface?
Yeah, it could.
They could just swim up at any time.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Like, I don't know.
You'd think so. Also, why wouldn't
lunacy.
they just keep the humans alive in their community instead of stuffing them? Like, if they need to keep reproducing and get bigger, shouldn't they keep the humans alive?
Who knows, man? Who knows what the hell they were going to do?
I'm confusion. I don't know. I don't understand.
It's a real deliverance situation down there. They're just going...
They're just living their lives.
Yeah, they're just playing the banjo,
licking radioactive rocks,
running around,
doing ketamine.
Yeah,
Stuffing
yeah,
dead
literally,
people.
just he's stuffing dead people and doing ketamine, dude. Exactly. recipe for a great time.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a good time. Actually, I might want to go. Anyway.
Jesus, yeah. No, I would have almost zero interest in adapting this book. I think the more interesting elements of the book itself are just getting like that like house of horror feeling, which I think we can just find elsewhere.
Yeah.
You already have so many other alien species introduced here.
Yeah.
We can find one of them to facilitate a role that's going to be an unnerving house of horrors here.
Yeah.
You don't have to do this.
I mean, if we absolutely had to, my thought would be like the beginning plot. They see this new ship that the Yeerks have created that goes underwater and above ground, and they're like, we got to investigate that. Where are they going if they're going underwater? And so they go swim, follow it, and they see it being pulled into a cave, and they're like, what's this about? Let's go on an adventure. And then they go in, and then they have this scary adventure, and then they're like, let's get out of here. And then they actually get out, and we see them get out and how they get home. Just be like, oh, I had a crazy day, Mom and Dad. You know, just like...
Yeah, no, the only way you can do this is you have to, like, blow up all of Atlantis.
Yes.
There's really no other
find a
way
nuke. Find a nuke and
this...
drop it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's blow
Let's
blow Atlantis up
let's
with
do
a
it.
nuke.
Let's do it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm so down. Let's do it.
Oh, man. No, I can't wait. My family lives in New Orleans, so I think I'm allowed to say this, but when New Orleans goes underwater in like 50 years and becomes the new city of Atlantis, I think it's going to be high time that we start, let's get rid of some of these cities. Right? You know what I mean? Let's start trimming the fat on some of these guys.
Listen, I've been to New Orleans once. I have friends that live there. It is a lovely city. However, well, actually, there's not a however. Hang on. Hang on, I'm not finished yet. I like the French Cajun influence. When I was in New Orleans, I went to a restaurant, and it was the only place I could find that had vegan gumbo. And I was like, fuck yeah, give me some vegan gumbo. Let me try that. And it was amazing. It was so delicious. Yeah. And my boyfriend at the time, I gave him a taste, and he's like, actually, I kind of like that more than the gumbo I actually had. And I was like, yeah, suck on that, loser. I should have asked for the recipe, and I didn't. And that's always been my biggest regret, Gianni.
That's all right. They probably wouldn't have given it to you.
Probably
if I
not.
had to guess, but
probably not. But it was amazing.
But I mean, no, the food in New Orleans is incredible.
Yeah.
It is truly a unique place, and that is why when it becomes the new lost city of Atlantis, it will be a beautiful memory of a place that once was.
Yes.
But that place is underwater. If you live in New Orleans, hey, get out.
Yeah, probably not a safe place to live with climate change.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
Big yikes. However, also, another quick story. When I had my first beignets in New Orleans, and when me and my boyfriend at the time finished our plate, we looked over at the table next to us, and the two people that were sitting there had just gotten up and left, and they left their beignets on their plates. And we looked over, and my ex was like,
rat people.
My ex was like, grab them. And I was like, we can't grab them. He's like, they're gonna throw them away.
Psychotic.
And I was like, okay. And so I grabbed them. They were fine. They weren't touched. We watched them sitting next to us the whole time. But
psychotic.
Why is it this so psychotic?
That is
They were going to go in the trash. They were untouched. They literally ordered them, ate one, and had 3 left on their plate. Like, they were untouched.
There is a reason that boyfriend is your ex now, my friend. That is crazy behavior. We live in a society. Grabbing something off of someone else's plate? Are you...
No, okay. They had already left. They had already left, and the food was going to go in the trash, and I wanted another beignet. I didn't want to pay more for a beignet.
What if I don't trust other people.
They didn't put it in or around their mouths. They just left it on the plate.
That is psychotic.
I don't think
behavior.
so. Gianni, if you were there, you would have done it.
You need Jesus, my friend. That is
the one and only time I've been plate poaching. So
the only reason you should be doing that is if you should take it if you are starving. You take it and you take it to the bathroom where no prying eyes can see. And you never tell a soul about what you did in there.
How long did you work at a restaurant?
That is crazy behavior right there, dude. No, thank you. I watched Pluribus recently. The first 2 episodes was what day we're recording, but the first 2 episodes of Pluribus have dropped. If you have not seen it, you should. But it's the new Vince Gilligan show. He's the man who did Breaking Bad, and he was also a writer on the X-Files. Yes. And Pluribus, I do not see the future, but I do work in film and television, and I can almost guarantee you that Pluribus will be nominated for and likely win many an Emmy Award. And I know that just from watching the first 2 episodes. But it's important to say, I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, but a lot of it deals with diseases. And it is important to say that now I know exactly how to get you, Casey, to be infected with a disease.
No, don't give me a disease.
All I have to do is get up from a table with a delicious treat still remaining on it. That's all I have to
Gianni,
do.
I didn't want to pay $7 for 3 beignets. You know what I mean? I just wanted one more. I got peer pressured into doing it. And it's the one and only time I've ever done that.
Dooney. There is only one person touching my food, sir, and it is whoever made it and my mouth. If there is any other hands that have touched anything other than that man or woman or NB's hands, then I will not be partaking. No, thank you. Yuckaroonies. Ugh, I can't believe you told me this.
Listen.
This information
Gianni,
about you.
I don't think you should be judging me. I think you should just compliment how brave I am.
Ugh, you are so
I'm a risk taker.
Unfortunately brave.
I'm so brave. I didn't get sick. I was fine. They were untouched. If they had been touched, I wouldn't have grabbed them. But they were in our eye line the whole time. They were untouched.
What infectious disease do you carry with you now for the rest of your life, I wonder?
Sugar and carbs.
Who knows? Who knows? It just stored away, waiting dormant within you.
Yes.
A code to come to fruition, morph you into a...
You know what? One of these days we're going to...
herald of woe.
One of these days we're going to be recording an episode. Just in the middle of the episode, I'm just going to unhinge my jaw and have a monster come out of my skin suit. And you'll be like,
nothing
it's the beignets. I knew it.
Yeah, nothing would surprise me less, unfortunately.
Anyway.
Goodness.
Hey, you know what? If you agree or disagree with Gianni, you can shoot us an email. That's morphinbuddies@gmail.com. morphinbuddies @gmail.com.
Yeah,
I had an extra long pause because last time I didn't
Haven't
pause
heard that one. Haven't heard that one before. Are we gonna look at the next book?
Let's look at the next book.
Sign off here, or?
Yeah, The Weakness.
Okay. All right. This cover's not too bad.
Yeah, this isn't a bad cover.
Yeah, it actually, you could see the clear trajectory. I mean, the third image is
the hair and the ears.
Weird and uncanny, but specifically because of the hair,
yeah.
But everything else, you can see where it's coming from.
Yeah.
It's really the tail on the second one is...
And the third, no.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
It's like in Howl, that terrible movie that Jack Black did that one time.
Yeah, it's not a great
movie. And it's revealed that his friend had his tail the whole time.
I didn't like that. Jason Alexander put
that's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like there.
So what's on the front of this cover, Gianni? Describe it to us.
It's Rachel, and she's crouched kind of ominously, and then she is morphing into a cheetah of some sort.
It is a cheetah, you're right. Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
I mean, I guess I mean, what's the other one that looks kind of like
leopard?
a cheetah? Is it a leopard?
Or a jaguar?
Jaguar. I don't really know the difference.
So cheetahs.
A cat is a cat at the end of the day, but
so cheetahs. If you're having a hard time telling cheetahs from leopards, cheetah has a T in it for tear stains. Mm-hmm. So it's got the black tear stains on their face. That's how you can remember it. Cheetahs have the tear stains. And also, cheetahs can't lift their tails all the way up like cats do. You know, like when cats greet you at the door and their tails are straight up. Cheetahs can't lift their tails higher than 90 degrees because their tail is a rudder for when they run. And if it went up high, that would throw off their running speed and they'd go in a bad direction.
Interesting. Wow.
So they can't lift their tails up higher than 90 degrees.
The more you know,
the more
folks.
You know.
Of course, if you get laid or have a life, then you could just say a cat is a cat.
Okay.
But yeah, that also works as well.
I was in South Africa for a month volunteering at a wildlife sanctuary, and I got to pet cheetahs. And that is how I learned that. And I heard them purr, and I heard them wow.
Beautiful.
And I also saw some ones that were not very nice, and which is fine
I'm
because they're wild
this.
animals.
Yeah. Right.
But and I got to see some little babies, and they were very cute. We got to make some enrichment stuff for them. That was great. Anyway, so that's a cheetah. So what's the tagline for the weakness here? You're so happy.
This has got to be my favorite.
You're so happy.
This has got to be my favorite tagline I've ever read. Oh my God.
What's it say?
I'm giddy. The tagline is, Jake's not around. Who will take his place? Oh my goodness.
Gianni, this is the biggest you've smiled all episode.
I'm so happy that is the tagline. Oh my God. Have it open with him dying off screen. Have it open with him. He just his final breaths leave him as he's been impaled on some sort of tree stump. He fell just at an awkward angle. Wasn't even doing anything important, and
he just tripped over his feet and fell.
Yeah, just died. Oh God, yeah. Oh, that's good.
What,
the weakness is about the weakness of the group, because after Jake dies, they feel so heartbroken that they're going to waste a whole book talking about how sad they are.
Is that what you think this book's about?
That's my official prediction.
Excellent.
Yes, that's what the weakness will be about.
All right, here's the official description.
Okay.
When Jake has to leave town for a family thing, the other Animorphs and Axe, I know, I'm so sorry.
Give me
all your joy.
Break with this.
All your joy just left your body. You
give me joy and you rip it away. You wrench it from my hands.
Yes, Gianni. It's all right. It's going to be okay.
Oh my god.
Listen, he might die while his family's away.
I feel like a newborn given keys for the first time and then only have them snatched away. From the precipice of true, authentic joy comes utter defeat. I am just crestfallen. Another one of Adam's angels fallen from the heavens of grace. Just Lucifer himself does not feel my woes of despair.
No.
Oh,
you are the
my
woeiest
God.
of woes.
Why would they tease me like that? That's what they do.
That's what they do, Gianni.
Oh my goodness gracious! Who's the ghostwriter on
love
this?
to
What's her
see you
name?
Suffer.
What's her name? Elise Smith, you bastard.
Well, you also have to blame Applegate and Michael Grant because it was based off of their outline. So
I don't give a fuck. I blame them all.
Anyway,
they're all guilty.
Anyway, so Jake leaves town for a family thing. The other Animorphs and Axe figure life will be pretty much normal until he gets back. Since when? But okay. But when Tobias discovers Visser 3's newest feeding place, the kids decide they have to check it out. But
why?
But there's no assigned leader. Oh no. Now Rachel, Tobias, Cassie, Marco, and Axe have another problem. Who will be the best one for the job? Because being in charge isn't just guts and glory. It's about making decisions that will mean the difference between life, and death.
What the fuck do you... What? Since when? Since when? Since when have they all been incapable of making decisions? Are you fucking crazy? What do you mean?
That's the main dilemma of the book. Who's going to be in charge?
They can't fight. They can't stay... Oh, I don't know what to do.
I hope this book is like 12 Angry Men. It's just people sitting in a room arguing.
Oh my... What are you saying? Since when? What? How did we come up with the whole plan to break Thom's leg or whatever in the lake?
Yeah.
When Jake was acting like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
We can't make any decisions?
Well, I guess Thom doesn't have to worry about not feeding now because things are totally different.
Yeah, now he can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
He could go away for weeks, I guess. He could go anywhere. Give me a fucking feeding ground. What do you mean feeding ground? Do you mean a Yerk pool, or do you mean like a bunch of people in a place where you can infest other...
Like the Visser found a new field.
A new field? Oh, like
eat.
A literal, like that he could eat the grass or
I think
whatever the fuck that they do through his hooves?
I think so.
I mean, okay. Who cares? You didn't kill him the first time. What are you not gonna? What are you gonna do?
Or the second time, or the third time.
Like, what do you mean? What? That happened in book 8, where we went to his feeding ground. Book fucking 8. We haven't had this thought ever since then.
No.
What the fuck are we? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Also, you eat grass through your hooves.
Yeah.
Go anywhere, dude. Go literally anywhere in the world. He could run around Central Park. Honestly, no one would bat an eye.
Probably not, honestly. They might give a second glance, but we mind our business in New York. It's not my business.
Oh, I absolutely might. Not if it's none of my business, I'm not looking at you more than one time.
Yeah.
I think this all the time too. I would be a terrible person to describe how someone looks to a sketch artist. I hope I'm never asked. I hope I'm never witnessing a crime that I would have to give a description to a sketch artist, because I would be like, I looked up once and they were gone.
Yeah.
They'd be like, okay, do you know any definable features? I was like, looked like a person, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's pretty descriptive. So.
Yeah. So I mean, literally, just you could have. I would be like, it was like a little weird horse. I didn't look again. It's probably Halloween or something somewhere.
So, are you excited about this book, Gianni?
Fuck no, I'm not. You kidding?
I've
never been less excited in my life. I was so fucking thrilled, and now I'm
annoyed,
utterly defeated.
You were so excited about Jake not being there.
Yeah.
Now he's not there.
This does. I will say the one good thing. This does seem to be the last release of the 90s. Is what I'm seeing here. This looks like the last.
This is like 99.
December 99. It looks like we're gonna be officially in the 2000s
Holy
after this.
Shit.
So.
I can't believe it. Oh my God, Gianni, Y2K.
Oh my God.
Y2K.
If the next book doesn't begin with Y2K, I'll be pissed.
Or if they don't talk about it in this book, I'll be upset. I remember I was in 4th grade when the panic about Y2K came up. And I remember asking my parents, like, I don't understand. Why are people upset? And my dad's like, well, some people think the banks aren't going to, like, turn the numbers of the years and it's going to, like, destabilize our economy or something.
That's what he told you?
Yeah. And I
heard something way different when I was young. This about Y2K.
Yeah, well, this is what my dad told me. And then I remember even in being a 10-year-old thinking like, well, who cares? It's just going to go up to 2000. Like, why wouldn't it? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. And I was like annoyed a little bit that people were panicking about this. And guess what? Nothing fucking happened. There was not a societal collapse.
Nothing happened at all. Yeah, I was told that it would be like all tech would go out all at once.
Yeah, there was some kind of belief or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think my dad didn't want to go into detail about it. He's like, you're 10. What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
know?
you're 10. They were like, yeah, no tragedy will befall you.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be fine.
And then they were like, 2001 hit. And
It's like,
oh no.
God, 2 recessions,
Yeah.
global economy collapse. Yeah. Anyway, folks,
Yeah.
thank you so much for listening to our episodes and our woes and and Gianni's upsetness of the lack of Jake and then the not lack of Jake.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll die over, abroad or whatever the fuck he's
Gianni,
going.
I will say, I know that there's another Jake-centric book, and it is A Fever Dream. It's actually one of the books that I kind of remember. Probably one of the last books. It sticks out in my head because it was such like a whoa, what the heck?
Do you remember what book you actually left off on? Now that we've been reading them, have you?
I think it was like 42 or 43.
All right.
So pretty close to
We're
the
getting
end.
close. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. How crazy is
gosh.
that? We're gonna be done next year.
That's
I don't
wild.
like that.
I mean,
like
yes.
that.
I mean, so is society, but
Yeah.
the morphinbuddies
We're all
will at
going to
least-
crumble. We're all
we'll
going
have gone
to crumble.
through. Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
So, you know what? And then we'll have the TV show that we can just focus on that and just watch and giggle to ourselves.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yay. Yeah. Everybody watch Pluribus especially if you like Yerk invasions. You might like Pluribus. I'm trying
Is
not
it
to
body
spoil
horror?
anything.
I don't like body horror. I'm scared.
Very, very light for whatever your expectation is. No, I would say it's not body horror and what you're thinking.
Is it like scary disease that we can't contain and we don't know why it's happening?
You will see.
I don't like that, Gianni. It makes my anxiety pop up.
We'll see. You'll see.
All right.
You'll see.
Folks, let us know if you watch it and just reach out if you want to talk about anything. We're here to listen.
Always.
So, we love you.
Love.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.